Hello, and we're back with the last few chapters of Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone. Today is chapter 11, titled Be a Control Freak. And I thought it was a bit ironic that he has a chapter called Being a Control Freak, and the chapter was actually an absolute mess. Uh, it was all over the place. But let me see if I can distill it down a little bit. He essentially had a few messages, which were take responsibility both for your actions and for what you want your team to accomplish. So take responsibility for your team. Don't be afraid to lead. Create an environment for your desired action to actually occur. And then the last thing was to actually be a control freak and actually be a bit of a nutter. And that was the one that I had the most problems with. The other three I think made more sense. But he had a quote in there that he said, "I don't want to lead, I want to control." And I really did not like that. And I feel that if you want to control the situation, then take responsibility. Kind of like what he was saying. And so don't say you don't want to lead and then still control the thing. He did temper it and say what control means to him is that he wants the power to determine, predict, and influence the outcome, which I don't think equals control. I think that just means that you want to have a voice. And I think that's fair, but that doesn't equal control. But if you want to be able to control, then it's going to be a problem. I think a lot of times. He was very contradictory and talked about wanting to take absolute control of, and then asking people under him to also take control. And that's just setting up conflict. I think it's important that everybody has a voice and that you don't want to have anybody out of control. You also said out of control people give control a bad name, which is fair. But I don't think being able to have a voice and being able to have some influence is the same as being a control freak and taking a control thing. I think he needs to find a balance, especially for being a leader. I think sometimes you have to give over a little bit of control to be a good leader. So, like I said, I thought this chapter was a bit of a mess, and I only liked 3/4 of the message, which is take responsibility for yourself, for your team. Don't be afraid to lead and create an environment where people have a voice and you can get some of that desired action to happen. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about control, about leadership, and about being a control freak. I look forward to it. Thanks.